Elon Musk just dropped a bomb that's rocking the White House, and it's aimed straight at Donald Trump. After weeks of cryptic posts and deleted tweets, Musk finally said what millions have been whispering, that Trump might be in the Epstein files. Then, just hours later, the apology came. But the damage was already done. Now the president is scrambling, his attorney general is under fire, and Musk? He's only doubling down. This isn't just a feud, it's a full-blown political meltdown. And it's unraveling fast. So what did Musk really say? What's in those sealed files? And why does it suddenly feel like Trump's second term is teetering on the edge of scandal? Let's break it down. It started like so many of Musk's controversies do, just a single post on X. On July 17th, Elon Musk responded to Trump's latest claim that the Epstein case was nothing more than a hoax. But Musk didn't just disagree. He threw sarcasm like a grenade. Wow, I can't believe Epstein killed himself before realizing it was all a hoax. The post exploded across social media. Supporters and critics alike couldn't believe Musk was mocking the president, publicly, and with a reference that many still believe is one of the darkest unsolved mysteries of the last decade. But Musk didn't stop there. He amplified a message from Congressman Thomas Massey, promoting legislation that would force the release of all Epstein-related documents. It was a direct challenge to Trump's claim that no client list even exists. With over 222 million followers, Musk knew exactly what he was doing, and the timing was no accident. The same day, Trump made an abrupt announcement. He was ordering Attorney General Pam Bondi to release more Epstein files. Was it damage control, a distraction, or something more? But this wasn't Musk's first strike. His real bombshell came weeks earlier, and it was way more personal. Back on June 5th, weeks before his sarcastic Epstein post, Elon Musk fired the first real shot, and it wasn't subtle. In a now-deleted tweet, Musk wrote, "Time to drop the really big bomb. @real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT." The internet exploded. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Commentators, conspiracy theorists, and even former Trump allies were suddenly asking the same question. Did Musk just accuse the sitting president of being tied to Jeffrey Epstein? Within hours, the post was gone. No clarification, no follow-up. Just silence and speculation. The White House dismissed the accusation as a bitter outburst, accusing Musk of lashing out because Trump's massive spending bill didn't include any of Musk's pet projects. But behind the scenes, the administration's tone shifted. Suddenly, reporters were being told there was no client list to release, and Trump began calling the whole Epstein scandal a hoax. For Musk's critics, it was reckless. For his supporters, it was the boldest move yet in his growing war with Trump. Either way, the damage was done. And Musk wasn't done pouring gas on the fire, he was just getting started. Just when it seemed like Musk had backed off, he brought in reinforcements, his own AI. Late one night, Musk turned to Grok, the AI chatbot built into X, and began asking pointed questions about the Epstein case, not in private, not quietly, but in public posts for all 222 million of his followers to see. Are there likely to be electronic records in any government or commercial computers recording who traveled on Epstein's plane to the U.S. Virgin Islands? He asked. Grok's answer? Yes. Then Musk pushed harder. Would that mean the government knows the names and ages of all those who traveled? Grok responded that while names were often included, ages weren't always listed. But flight logs do exist, and they are held by agencies like the Justice Department and FAA. Musk's reply was chilling. This would necessarily mean that the government must have the list of rapists, aka the Epstein client list, in their possession right effing now. It was no longer just about speculation or deleted tweets. Musk was using his own AI to publicly accuse the U.S. government of covering up a massive crime, and implying the president was part of that cover-up. And while critics called it dangerous conspiracy bait, Musk's supporters hailed him as the only one willing to say what others wouldn't. But the pressure didn't stop with Musk. Trump's own words were about to come back to haunt him. It wasn't long ago that Donald Trump promised the opposite of secrecy. On the campaign trail and even early in his second term, he pledged to release all the Epstein files. He claimed he had nothing to hide and that the American people deserved the truth. But as the pressure mounted, Trump's tone changed. Suddenly, he was calling the entire Epstein saga a hoax, mocking the very idea of a client list and labeling the Republicans demanding answers as weaklings. Then came the memo. On July 7th, the Justice Department quietly dropped a statement saying that after a full review, there was no incriminating client list and no further disclosure would be appropriate. The backlash was immediate. Trump's base, many of whom believed the Epstein files would expose elite corruption, felt betrayed. Conservative influencers, MAGA pundits, even some House Republicans began pushing back, asking, what happened to transparency? And as questions swirled, Trump only dug in deeper, insisting the entire controversy had been blown out of proportion. But if that were true, why were his promises changing? And why, after months of buildup, had the government suddenly found nothing? The cracks were starting to show, and Trump's closest allies were now caught in the middle. If there's one person Trump is hoping can make this mess disappear, it's Attorney General Pam Bondi. But she might be making it worse. Back in March, Bondi made a bold claim. Her office had a truckload of Epstein documents, and they were under review for potential release. That one statement set off a wave of anticipation across right-wing media, with Trump supporters expecting bombshell revelations about elites, celebrities, and political rivals. Fast forward 4 months, and the Justice Department, under Bondi's leadership, now says there is no client list, no further disclosure needed, and nothing else to see. That sudden reversal has infuriated the very base Trump depends on. Even Speaker Mike Johnson is pressing Bondi to explain herself, telling reporters she needs to come forward and explain that to everybody. Under mounting pressure, Trump finally threw Bondi under the bus. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release, he told the press, a subtle but unmistakable shift away from protecting her. The GOP's conspiracy-minded wing isn't satisfied, and they're growing louder. Some are demanding Bondi testify before Congress. Others are openly accusing her of a cover-up. And with Musk blasting the administration every few days, Bondi's credibility, and Trump's, is slipping. But while Trump's legal team scrambled and Bondi faced political fire, Musk was paying the price in an entirely different way, one that hit his wallet hard. While Elon Musk was lighting up social media and torching Trump's narrative, he was also taking massive losses where it hurts most, his wallet. After his June 5th tweet accusing Trump of being in the Epstein files, Tesla stock went into free fall. That morning, shares were trading at $322. By the time markets closed, they had dropped to $284. Musk's personal net worth? It plummeted by a staggering $34 billion in a single day. Investors panicked. Media outlets speculated that Musk's feud with the president, who once appointed him as a senior advisor, was spiraling out of control. Even longtime Tesla bulls started questioning whether Musk's obsession with politics was becoming a liability. Just days later, on June 11th, Musk posted a rare public apology. I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far, he wrote on X. But notably, he never clarified which posts he regretted, or walked back the Epstein accusations. The apology felt calculated. By then, Tesla shares had begun recovering, and Musk seemed eager to steer the conversation back to tech and innovation. But it was too late. Screenshots of his deleted posts were everywhere, and his critics weren't letting go. And if Musk thought a vague apology would cool things down, he was dead wrong. Because what started as a financial hit quickly escalated into a full-blown political war. What began as a few sarcastic posts had now snowballed into a full-blown political confrontation, and neither Musk nor Trump seemed willing to back down. Just weeks after his apology, Musk ramped things up again, launching his own political movement, the America Party. Frustrated with Trump's spending bill and accusing the president of betraying his base, Musk positioned himself as a disruptor, someone willing to take on the establishment, including the man he once advised. But this wasn't just political posturing. Musk kept the Epstein controversy front and center, using it as a wedge issue to hammer Trump and rally support. In doing so, he exposed a growing rift inside Trump's own camp. While some MAGA diehards dismissed Musk's claims as nonsense, others, especially those who already distrusted the GOP, began questioning the president's version of events. At the heart of it all was a question no one in Trump's world seemed to be able to answer. Why did the president change his story about the Epstein files? Trump's response? Denial and deflection. I don't understand the fascination with Epstein, he told reporters, insisting the whole story was overblown. But coming from a man once caught on camera partying with Epstein and who publicly wished Ghislaine Maxwell well, the deflection only made things worse. Now, with Musk feeding the fire, Bondi under siege, and GOP lawmakers demanding answers, Trump found himself in unfamiliar territory, on defense with no easy way out. And the ghosts of his past with Epstein were about to make that even harder. It's impossible to understand why the Epstein files keep haunting Trump without looking at their history. Trump and Epstein's relationship dates back decades. In 2002, Trump called Epstein a terrific guy who was a lot of fun to be with. There's even footage from a 1992 Mar-a-Lago party showing the two men together, both watching young women dance. Then there's Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime associate and convicted trafficker. Trump once told Axios that Maxwell's friend or boyfriend had either been killed or offed himself in jail. And while he wished her well, the truth was clear. She was serving a 20-year sentence. Despite all this, Trump has repeatedly downplayed his connection. When asked why the Epstein files mattered, he said, "I don't understand what the interest and what the fascination is. I really don't." That stance has frustrated many in his own party, especially as partial releases of the Epstein files have proven underwhelming, revealing little more than a handful of names and no smoking gun. Meanwhile, Trump Jr. weighed in with pointed remarks, hinting that attempts to release the files would be blocked. The result? A simmering fire of speculation, mistrust, and conspiracy theories that refuse to die. As the Epstein files continue to loom large, the president faces a choice: confront the past honestly, or watch it unravel his future. With Congress pressing, public curiosity soaring, and Musk lighting the fuse, the Epstein saga might be Trump's biggest challenge yet. The Epstein files have become more than just a scandal. They're now a test of power, trust, and truth for Donald Trump's second term. Elon Musk's relentless spotlight has pulled the issue from the shadows, exposing cracks in Trump's carefully crafted image and putting his administration on the defensive. From deleted tweets and lost billions to political fallout and a divided GOP, this story is far from over. As pressure mounts on Attorney General Pam Bondi and lawmakers push for transparency, one thing is clear. The Epstein controversy isn't just a relic of the past, it's a storm that could define the future. For Trump, the question remains: can he outrun the ghosts of Epstein, or will this be the scandal that finally brings his presidency to a breaking point? And for the rest of us watching, the biggest shock might still be waiting just beyond the headlines. Well, that's all for this video. Let us know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Now Famous feed. Thank you for the support, and see y'all in the next one.